In today's tips video, we're going to learn about bobbin cases and stitch plates and when to use them. Let's start with our zigzag stitch plate. Our zigzag stitch plate is used for general sewing or anytime you want to move your needle. This particular stitch plate is a 9mm stitch plate, and I know that because this opening is 9mm, and that is how wide our stitches can be. So if I was doing a zigzag, I could move my zigzag as wide as 9mm. On the front of our stitch plate here, we have a marking that indicates 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch, and 5/8 of an inch. We also have a horizontal marking right here that indicates 5/8 of an inch from the front of our needle. This line right here that goes all the way across and also extends on the bed of our machine all the way across here is 1/4 inch from the front of our needle. We also have diagonal lines here that are used for piecing with our 1/4 inch stitch number and our 1/4 inch foot, also known as our O foot. So when we're piecing with our O foot, and we have our needle in our 1/4 inch stitch position, when we're working with squares or angles that have 90 degrees, we're going to be going off of this marking and the marking down here to get 1/4 inch from our needle. As well as if we were doing 45 or 60, we have our lines here. Our dotted lines indicate for 1/4 inch for our piecing, as well as 120 up here. And all of those markings are going to align with our needle position. Now let's talk about the straight stitch plate. The straight stitch plate is great for any time we're working with fine or delicate fabrics that have a tendency of getting that suck down or pull down into the machine that can happen when we're using our zigzag. I also use this for when I'm doing free motion quilting and embroidery, or even just regular piecing, especially with tiny little pieces that can also get pulled down into the machine when I'm using my zigzag plate. Now let's talk about some of the markings. There are 3 different holes in the front of the machine. The center needle position is a single hole and you cannot move your needle. The oval on the right hand side allows me to move my needle within a small amount of position so I can get my perfect 1/4 inch. On the left hand side, there's a single hole that allows me to do embroidery, or anytime I'm free motion quilting, I'm going to change to this plate as well. Just like any of Janome's stitch plates, the machine's going to know what stitch plate you have on, so you never have to worry about accidentally leaving the wrong stitch plate on and damaging your machine. Last but certainly not least is the HP plate. The HP plate corresponds with the HP foot. On the HP plate, we have the same markings that we do on the other 2 plates that I've previously described. The only difference is that it has a single hole. You cannot move your needle and it's just going to stay in that one position. And the reason it's in this one position is because when we have a front loading bobbin, our most accurate, most precise piecing that we're going to get is on the left hand side. So our bobbin thread is just going to come straight up this hole here and we're going to get beautiful stitching. If you want to learn more about the HP foot, follow the link below. Now let's talk about bobbin cases. There are 3 main bobbin cases that Janome has available. First is our red bobbin case. Our red bobbin case is our general all-purpose bobbin case. It's for general sewing and comes standard on all machines. Unless you have an embroidery machine only, then you'll have a yellow dot bobbin case, and I'll explain that next. I know this is a red dot bobbin case because I have a red marking right here. This is also used to align on the actual machine when we install our bobbin. If you want to see more about that, we have a video on how to properly clean your machine, and I show you how to install a bobbin case. Let's talk about our yellow dot bobbin case. Our yellow dot bobbin case is used for embroidery. It has a higher tension. And when you're embroidering, you want a higher tension because you want your top threads to get pulled onto the back. And I know it's a yellow dot bobbin case is indicated right there. Also, one thing that you may notice is that there is a little spring right here. That is used for machines that have thread cutters. The blue bobbin case is low tension and is used for hand look stitch, free motion quilting, and bobbin work. There's a blue mark right in the front of the bobbin case right here. It's kind of small, so it may be a little hard to see. You may also notice that this does not have the thread cutter right here because this is for a machine that does not have a thread cutter. But we also do have these available if you do have a machine that has thread cutters. I hope this tips video has helped clarify any questions you've had about stitch plates or bobbin cases. Thanks for watching and have a great day, guys.